It's a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in our class.
And a lot of people are talking about this video that we're playing for you right now. This is a public service announcement about school shootings. In the video, kids use everyday school supplies, ordinary objects, anything they can get their hands on to fend off an active shooter. It's really hard to watch if you haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen it a couple of times. I still get chills, but we want to bring you in on the conversation. We were asking you this morning, does this video go too far? Comment on our Facebook page. You can vote right now. A lot of you right now are saying no, but on our Facebook page, a lot of people are not happy with this video.
Yeah, I posted it on my Facebook page, and I'm getting a lot of comments, both for and against. There's a lot of people who are making comments who won't watch the video, that feel it's about taking their guns away. Just want to have a dialogue about what you feel like after you watch that video, if you choose to. So we do appreciate your feedback that way. All right, all of your national and local top stories in 5 minutes. We call it Daily Blend. Brittany gets us going with the roadways.
I want to show you again a live look at breaking news we first brought to you at 4:30. Take a look at your screen. A portion of 5 southbound is shut down near the YOLO ramp in Woodland. You can see a lot of police activity happening now. We are concerned with 70 to 80 gallons of fuel on the road. This is an accident involving a vehicle and a tractor trailer. So this is the area you're still going to see slower drive times as you head out. No estimated timetable of when all lanes will reopen, but our traffic team is on the scene, so you will be the first to know on TV and online. As we take a look, this is the area you'll have to avoid. 5 southbound near the YOLO off-ramp. One problem we're having with reopening all the lanes in the police investigation is the tow truck and a couple other people are still stuck in traffic, heavy traffic in the area. So what you'll want to do is take Cashville Road or 505, but you will see slower drive times on 5 southbound. As we take a look at other drive times for you this morning, make sure everybody gets to work on time. Some good news, Davis to Fairfield, all lanes are open. You can see it on your screen, a little bit above the speed limit, total drive time of 26 minutes. Fairfield into Sacramento, we are looking at 32 minutes this morning. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at traffic in Roseville, but we got to get a check of the weather as well, because yesterday traffic was a nightmare. Wet roadways mean slow drive times.
You know, Brittany, we kind of know that usually happens with rain, unfortunately, and I can tell you this much. I still think it's going to rain today, but only for the mountains. So we'll go ahead and split up this forecast into 2 different ways of looking at this. I'm outside right now in the Gilmore backyard, and the number one thing I think you'll notice about this morning, it's cold. Yesterday was nice, but right now we've got mid-50s and even lower, and just so you know, this is way below average. We could be at 100 degrees this time of year. We could also be in the 40s. So you can see we can go in extreme directions. Today is more or less a cold morning, cooling off quite a bit from yesterday morning, especially up high, and taking us to that freezing mark in places like Truckee. 51 Marysville, 50 Fairfield, 50 for Jackson, Sonora, and Placerville. So yeah, it's definitely cold this morning, but look at this. We're heading toward highs that most people absolutely love. Here's the rain chances for today. Notice that in the valley spots, it is going to be dry all day long, but in the mountains, big white puffy clouds, a few scattered light rain showers for most of us, but there are spots above 8,000 feet that could see a little bit of snow. So it's not many of us, but if you are traveling over any of the passes, the high mountain passes that are still open, Ebbets, which is Highway 4, Sonora, which is 108, or Tioga, which is 120, you could be looking at maybe an inch or 2 of snow later on today. Now back to you, Walt.
Okay, Rob, thank you. Okay, 5:35 and happening today, civil rights activist Dolores Huerta is being honored at her alma mater in just a few hours. She grew up in Stockton, went to Stockton High, later Delta College. That's where we find ABC 10's Carlos Herrera ahead of the big event happening later today. Carlos, I love the way you pronounce her name. Could you say it for us?
Dolores Huerta. And
you win.
Her name just represents so much
Yep.
in the Hispanic community. You know, Hispanic Heritage Month underway, and of course, if it's someone that deserves and embodies Hispanic heritage, it really is Dolores Huerta. She is the rebel, the activist, the feminist, and the mother. And as you mentioned, she grew up in Stockton. A lot of people don't know that about her, and for that and for many other reasons, Delta College is really honoring her by dedicating this entire plaza in her honor of lifetime of activism. Born in New Mexico in 1930, Dolores Huerta spent much of her childhood in Stockton.
So it was just wonderful to be raised with all of these different nationalities and cultures. And in my neighborhood there, my neighbors on my left hand, outside of our house were Italians. Kitty corner, they were Greeks. My neighbors on my right-hand side, they were African American. Across the street, we had our Filipino friends, our Japanese friends, our Chinese friends.
In a diverse agricultural neighborhood, which she says shaped her life.
And we learned so much from each other, so that was just such a blessing. I'm so grateful for that.
During her time in Stockton and at an early age, she took on a leadership role, founding the Agricultural Workers Association, and in 1962 launched the National Farm Workers Association with the one and only Cesar Chavez. Dolores went on to spend decades advocating for the rights of farm workers, women, and the LGBTQ community. After almost 65 years, she's still on the front line. She was even named one of the 100 most important women of the 20th century.
When we do this work, we're not trying to make history. We're not seeking recognition. We're just trying to bring some justice to the people that deserve it.
Yeah.
That event is free, starts at 12:30. Everyone is invited. There is a list of events going on all month here at Delta College. Really important because Dolores Huerta means a lot to the Stockton community. Not only are they dedicating this entire plaza, but also there will be a scholarship in her name.
Yes, it's the Dolores Huerta Scholarship. It's going to be available early next year, but more importantly, we need more contributions so that we can make it a robust fund that will last for years and years.
That information on my Facebook page, Carlos Herrera News. We'll send it back over to you.
All right, Carlos, big day at Delta College. Thank you for doing that for us this morning. Dolores Huerta, what a legend. Governor Newsom has signed a bill into law that could mean big changes for up to 1 million workers across our state. AB5 forces gig economy companies like Uber and Lyft to treat their workers as employees instead of independent contractors. It means more protection for those workers, but the companies say it means more money out of your pocket as well, since rides could cost more. But they're also spending millions to put a measure on the ballot to undo this new law. Uber even says the new law will not apply to its drivers, so obviously this is a moving situation. Kirsten.
Yeah, we'll be watching that. 5:38 right now. Let's get to some other top stories right now in your Daily Blend.
Stockton student arrested. Police say they found a loaded handgun in the backpack of a 16-year-old at Bear Creek High School. That student is now in juvenile hall. Officers say this is a great example of if you see something, say something. President Trump versus California again. The White House has taken away the state's authority to set its own car emissions rules, which are stricter than the federal standards. The president says it's about making cars safer and cheaper. The California leaders say it's about something else.
Pure politics, and politics that could have profound consequences, not just in terms of the air we breathe in the state of California, but will impact the rest of the country.
Justin Trudeau apologizes. Time magazine reports the Canadian Prime Minister wore brown face at a party in 2001 while he was teaching at a private school. Trudeau now says he's asking Canadians for forgiveness.
It was something that I didn't think was racist at the time, but now I recognize it was something racist to do, and I am deeply sorry.
And that is your daily blend of news and information. If you got something you want to share with us, when you see it online, just use the hashtag #MorningBlend10.